Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Nix Mirakuma. I am the owner of Mirakuma Healing, where we do card readings, palm readings. I give counseling and advice. I also post a lot of videos about how to help ourselves to heal from our past trauma, how to handle toxic situations, whether it be relationships, people, things, whatever, right? Um, Also, we talk about mental, emotional, and physical disabilities. We talk about glaucoma, and we just talk about loving and embracing ourselves. If we heal from a lot of things that are holding us back, we're able to accept and welcome other people into our lives, and we also know who's for us and who's not. So, on this video, we are going to talk about being tired. Okay, a lot of times when someone says I'm tired, a lot of times they're not really sleepy, they're just exhausted, you know? They're exhausted mentally. They're exhausted emotionally. They're exhausted physically and spiritually. They're tired of trying to fight and get up and try again. They're tired of going against their anxiety and their depression and the anger and frustration that everyday life gives. Like, and sometimes when we're tired, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to talk to other people that love us on how we feel. Or, counseling costs a lot of money, obviously, and there is like 7 cups of tea that y'all can do. All right. Like seven, like the number 7 cups, all lowercase, guys, of tea. You put it all together. 7 cups of tea is an app that does free counseling. You can do singular or group. The connections that it has is really weird. Like, you may not get somebody or the same person that you started with when you're doing this. I'm just stirring up my hibiscus tea. I put hibiscus, clove, ginger, turmeric, and that's it. Hibiscus is really good for like if you're anemic and you need more blood, you need like some iron into you. This is a great one to drink. Also, if you're anemic or you have low iron deficiency, beets is good. Greens, like spinach and stuff. Red meats is also really good too. But I drink it from time to time when I'm starting to look like a lot paler than I am, or I just know that my iron, my blood count's a little bit on the lower side. Ginger is good for immunity. It's good to keep you like going. I think it's really great if you have colds, flus, allergies. It kind of kicks it up. Turmeric is good for that as well. The thing about turmeric is that it looks like the orange version of ginger, right? I know we're talking about being tired and now we're talking about herbs. I promise you, we'll get to it. I'm just letting you guys know that if you want it, right, then you can try it. But turmeric is very earthy. It tastes like you just took a fresh bite out of like the earth. It's not dirt. It doesn't taste like that. It just tastes really, really earthy. So, yeah. And clove is bitter and hibiscus is sour. Anywho, like we were saying, tired, right? Being tired is okay. Pushing yourself past your tiredness is not okay. You have to think of your body like a car or like a well oiled machine. Your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well being are all gears that combine with each other to make this body run, right? So if there's something wrong with you mentally and you're mentally tired, you're exhausted, you're constantly trying to analyze and think and calculate, and you're really hyper aware of everything because you're like, oh, it's too quiet. That must mean something's up. Or you're around people that you don't trust. You have a stressful workplace, right? Whatever your stress or anxiousness or nervousness or frustration is coming from and is really taking a lot on your mind, and you're just kind of like, it's too much, right? Try to find a place that's quiet to where you can kind of sit down and just calm your head a bit. A lot of times people will tell you guys about grounding techniques to help if you're really exhausted or to take a break. But here's the thing. Some of us can't take breaks, right? The obvious answer is kind of like, you should just rest. You shouldn't be pushing yourself and causing yourself all this madness and everything. Like, if you're tired, sleep, right? Obviously. Well, some of you guys can do that and some of y'all can't. Like when I was working, I worked 24 hours every day continually with little to no break. I would get off one house, I get onto the other house, I get out that house, I have a half shift here, the other half is somewhere else. I have like maybe 3 or 4 family members that I have to take care of because I was a healthcare worker. So I bounced around a lot of places that need different types of cares. So I ate and I slept and I lived in work. You know what I mean? So there was no like time just to, oh, it's just time to break. No, it's always going. There's always something else. There's no rest period. It's just go, go, go. And that can take a lot out of you if you're not taking care of yourself. The worst part is some of y'all are really good at taking care of other people, but you're really shitty at taking care of you. Here's the thing. When it comes to being tired, you have to focus on what you have control on. You don't have control on everything. I don't have control on everything. I wish I did. I think that would be really nice. There's some things I kind of had like, more of a say on, but that's just not the world that we live in. Sometimes we're able to take breaks, have a vacation, and breathe, and just kind of have ourselves from up here in this type of energy, just to be a little bit more calm, more steady, and flowing a little bit better. Like I said before, some of us don't have that choice. So if you're really exhausted and tired, you don't have anyone to talk to, and you don't know what to do, write it down. And what I'm going to tell you when I'm done writing it all down, the things that I don't like, or like how I do it, I just have it somewhere recorded on how I feel. I have it with my dream journal thing. I record my dreams, I record on how I feel, and I get the stuff that are in my chest out, okay? Because sometimes I can't talk to people about how I feel. There's some things I don't know how to put into words, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so exhausted and tired and thinking about this and calculating that and analyzing here and there because that's just what my mind does. Bless it, right? It can be too much. So instead of writing things down, I'll go over there and I'll put it on recorder. What I used to do is I used to draw. I used to draw my frustrations and my anger and my rage. And then when I'm done drawing it, because of just the angry scribbles, okay? It wasn't like a master art. It's just like some angry doodles, maybe some words put into a certain image. So it'd be like, I don't like so-and-so, and it'd be making like a picture of what I think this person looks like. I like drawing creatures and things. So it'd be something like that. And sometimes I burn the picture or I burn the letter that I wrote. Like sometimes you're going to write a letter to the people you don't like. Here's the thing. You never ever send that letter. You don't send the letter. You write down all the things you want to say to them and then fold it away from you. Okay, so I'm folding it away. And then you can just burn it. I know you're going to think that I'm crazy for saying that, but think of it like this. You have all this thing on this paper. Your feelings, your frustrations, your rage, your wrath, the disappointments and things. Now it's all in here. Now when it's on fire and it burns and it turns to ash, it's no more. Out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? It can be a symbol. It can be symbolic. It can have a metaphor or something. But you don't have to keep the things around that make you angry. All right? We have a short life. We only have one, baby. You can't go over there and live in anger and rage. Believe and receive. I'm working on mine, okay? And a lot of things I tell you guys not to do is because I've done it all. So I'm not going over there being like, Mother Teresa and having angels sing my name and all that. I ain't doing that. I'm just saying, like, as somebody who's done a lot of things, anger is not good for the body. Okay? You can't hold on to that anger forever. It's not healthy. It's not. Anger takes a lot out of your body. And a lot of us are really good at being like, well, I'm over it. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm not angry. Even I do that. I'll be like, you know what? I'm fine. Everything's great. Don't worry about it. I have it totally under control. And it still pisses me off. I'm still bothered by it. And when we think that we're no longer feeling being bothered and angry, a lot of times we just bury it deep down in our subconsciousness, right? Out of sight, out of mind, in a different way, in a different viewpoint. And then something happens and it triggers that anger and rage. It makes us think back at the time that it happened the first time or the other times that it occurred, right? And then we get upset and angry and we wonder, why is this little thing pissing me off so much? Because you haven't dealt with certain issues that you have been burying deep down inside have not been resolved. Okay? You have the right to feel angry and tired. You have the right to be physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually drained. You do not have the right to ride that wave. Okay? Like I tell you guys, when it comes to emotions and feelings, think of yourself out on a beach. The sand is super white, it's clean, all right? It has that little like beachy tan color, whatever. The water is clear and blue and it's peaceful. The sun is out, the wind is blowing, and you're just enjoying yourself. You have your setup on the beach and you have your feet in the water. Okay? And I want you to think of your frustration as, like, if y'all watch Charlie Brown, I'm sure every generation has watched like the Charlie Brown specials, right? And when they get angry, they have something like a squiggle on top of them, right? I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, like this. This is what you have on this beach that's beautiful and kind. You have these squiggles, all this frustration, this anger. It's all over your body, right? You're feeling mentally exhausted. You're trying to deal with certain things that have been bothering you in your mind that your own personal stuff has been kind of getting in the way of. You're trying to be the perfect person. You're trying to be the good daughter, the good son, the good parent, the good child, the good auntie, the good whatevers. You're trying to be a good person. You're trying your best to let go of bad habits. You're doing all the healing and the mantras, and it's just all the squiggles around your body. So as you're sitting on the beach, right, enjoying the sand, the waves start to come up to you. The waves get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it washes over you, and then it takes a bit of the water to the ocean, and it comes back up again, and it does it once more. As the water is rushing over you, washing all the scribbles, all the madness, all the stress, that is your time to feel it when it's on you and then to let go. You can't go over there to the water and bring out the same amount of water that washed over you and take it, right? Just like I can't make these scribbles go away. I did it. I drew on them. I can't go over there with my hands. I can't go with this pen and go backwards and take all the scribble marks away. Yeah? I cannot do that. You have to either embrace it and learn to let go, or you're going to have to find different ways to handle it. Because if you don't handle your emotions and you don't handle your mind and you don't take care of your body, your spirit itself is going to break down, okay? Your body is like this. Your mind can bend, take corners, right? It can shift and change into different things. Sometimes it takes shape of a hat, right? Take shape of a hat. Some people are hats. I know I look really stupid with this thing on, But just hear me out. Your mind is not going to be like other people. Some people are hats. Some people are boats, right? Some people like to sell with their ideas. They're really good at figuring out tough stuff. And they're not really tied down to one style. Some people are boats. I want you to understand, this used to be a hat. And before it was a hat, it was just a sheet of paper. Some of you are going to be hats. Some of you are going to be boats. Some of you are going to be airplanes. Some of you guys are going to be different forms of different things. You're not going to be the same. Understand, we all come as sheet of paper. We're from different colors, different textures, different things, but we're all plain. We don't have anything on us yet. Life happens and it gives us a bunch of scribbles. There's ups and downs and all arounds, and some things don't make sense, and we think that if we try to follow exactly what people tell us to do, and we do exactly what they want us to do, that we'll be just as good as they are. Everybody is just different types of scribbles. This does have to do with being tired. You can get tired because you're trying to be something that you're not. You're trying to live to other people's expectations. You're trying to make everybody happy, and you forget that you're a person too, and you deserve to be happy. You feel me? I know that it looks like I'm going different areas and different places, but I really am talking about being tired. Like, think about it. How many of you guys feel, okay, this has a little bit of squiggles on it, like this, all right? How much of you guys just feel clean and relaxed and unbothered and have no scribbles whatsoever? Some of you guys do feel this way. When you're tired, you know how to handle your exhaustion better. You know how to handle the toxic, feelings, ideas, thoughts that creep into your mind. Your body is being like, look, we're tired of being the avatar that you have created us to be. You're not only tired because you're exhausted from having to deal with all the storms and squiggles that you deal with in life, but you're also exhausted and tired of just surviving. You know what I mean? A lot of people confuse surviving for living. That's not it. Life is supposed to be experienced. It's supposed to be enjoyed. It's supposed to have goods, bads, uglies, and weird things. Not everything is going to be paradise. There's going to be some mountains you're going to have to fucking cross, man. Some rivers that have some sharp rocks on the bottom and fish that are angry and they're flying out of the river trying to slap you to hit you down. Okay? It's not going to be rainbows and unicorns. I wish I could tell you guys that it would be, but it's not. Sometimes we're dealing with so much different factors. We're dealing with a toxic relationship. We're dealing with abusive situations. We're dealing with stressful people. We're dealing with people that we cannot leave or get out of, and we just have to deal with them that way. There's some of you guys who can get out. If you can get out of this situation, leave. Leave. If you cannot get out of this situation, work on an exit plan. Okay? A lot of us have scribbles. Life crumbles us up, rolls us in, gives us twists and turns, and here we are trying to be as straight as can be, trying to build ourselves up, and we're still not what we were before all this happened. You're never going to be this again. Once this happens, this is not going to happen again. That's okay. People think you have to be a certain way, man. That you have to be this way to be a perfect person. Here's the thing, guys. Once you understand that nobody is perfect, and that we all have our flaws, right? You're going to live a lot more peaceful life. You are not supposed to be like other people. You are not supposed to be like me. I am not supposed to be like you. I am not supposed to be like my neighbors, bless their hearts, or people around me, or my family. I am myself. I am me. Okay? Anything that you guys do, you're going to do it in your own style. Okay? Much like if you're a spiritual practitioner, your gifts are going to be different than other people. You're going to feel like you cannot be the boat or the hat or a plane because you're crumpled up paper. That's not true. Just because you're a little bit crumpled, just because life knocked you down a bit, and you don't feel like you're the best person in the whole wide world, remind yourself how far you came. Because a lot of you guys came pretty far, a lot further than anybody could ever give you credit for. And you still try your best to be kind and understanding. And you try to give your best to others, even though you know that some people are not worth it. This is the same crumpled up paper I showed you guys with the scribbles. It still can be a boat. This can still be a hat. It can be an airplane. It can be whatever I make it to be. Just because it's not this doesn't mean it can't be anything that it wants to be. Okay? Just like ourselves. You don't have to be perfect. Society and a lot of people that are doing marketing and stuff of that nature say that you need to be perfect. You need to have big hips and big tits, and you have to have a tiny waist, and you have to be tall but not too tall. You have to be manly but not too manly. You have to be masculine but not too masculine. You have to be confident but don't have an ego. It's up, down, all around, all the time. The things they want you to be are counteracting the things that they want you to be. As a lady, you're supposed to be feminine. But you also have to be a boss lady, right? If you're a guy, you're supposed to be strong, and you're supposed to be manly, and you're supposed to be this protector, and you're supposed to be the father figure and the leader and the alpha person. And it's just so much pressure on each gender, whatever your gender may be. It's just a lot of pressure that you have to be for society to see you as one of them. Here's the thing. Perfection is a lie. I'm a Virgo. Hear me when I say this, man, because Virgos are stereotyped to be the perfectionist. Listen, I know there ain't no thing about perfect. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm never ashamed to say it. I'm not. I have lots of flaws. I'm working on it. I'm trying my fucking best, okay? I'm learning that there's some things I need to work on. There's some things I need to embrace, and that is fine. But you cannot go over there and feel like you have to be exactly like everybody else. Here's the thing, baby, be unique. If God wanted everybody to be the same, right? If the gods and goddesses, divine entities and spirits around us and everything wanted us to be perfect, don't you think we would have been? Don't you think the higher power in play would have just taken free will away and we would have been like all the same? There's no same tree. There's no same house. There's no same people. I don't look like everybody around me, and everybody doesn't look like me, and it's beautiful. Perfection is a lie. Drop the thing that you have to be perfect. You have to be good. You feel me? Being good and being perfect are two different things. Being perfect is being good at every single thing, no matter what, never making a blemish or mistake. In order to get that, you have to practice and drive yourself to the points past your points to make sure that you get everything exactly every time, no matter what. That's a lot of fucking pressure to put on yourself and to put on others. We live in a fucking stressful world, guys. Look at the news. Look at people's rights. Look at jobs. Look at inflation. Look at all the things that are around us. Look at how people treat other people sometimes. because of their skin color, because of their political viewpoints, because of their nationality, because of where they come from, because they're not rich enough or they're too rich or whatever. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys some wise things. One, money doesn't last forever. It's materialistic. If I had $100, right? $100. I can rip it and I can put it back together. And as long as it can be put back, it can still have some of its values, but it's still going to have no value if I burn this thing. If I had, right? We're going to leave this periwinkle, purple, lavender. Right. This is my $100. I know it's glorious. And I just burn this thing and it goes into flames. I can't use this money anymore. What about if it's coins? Coins can melt. Coins can melt. They have different metals in them. Some of them are made of silver. Some of them are mainly bronze and copper and what. But you can melt the coins. You can burn the money. It loses its value then, right? We're fighting to knock people off for means. People should be helping other people and lifting each other up. We live in a world where they tell us that we're so different that we cannot be united, and it's dumb. Everything connects. Everything in this world is duality. Okay, y'all cannot, I say this every time, y'all cannot come to me and tell me that you believe the world has no variety and no duality. We're a duality in ourselves and we're duality around the world. Everybody has a masculine and feminine energy. Y'all can come for me if you want to, but it's true, okay? Because if women are supposed to be feminine, then why are there some masculine ladies? Even I myself am a little bit on the masculine side. I use that energy to drive myself to get my goals met, okay? I use that type of energy to help me get my goals done. I also am tapping into my femininity and being more gentle, more caring, more nurturing, and having things grow, you know? But I have the ability of both energies. And I see a lot of people having both energies and working with them accordingly to how they feel that that energy may help them, or depending on how they feel that day. So if we have duality in ourselves, right? And there's duality in the trees and the people and the atmosphere and all that, right? Then why are we so stuck on division? Division is the real lie. Everybody's connected somehow. We're all human beings. We all have our hopes and dreams. And yet a lot of people prefer to be nasty and rude to other people because they're not this or they're not that. You're not that either, man. Like, before you're going to go over there and judge other people, take a very good look at yourself, because I guarantee and I promise you, none of us are up to status quo. Okay? Now, again, about being tired. Just because you're tired doesn't mean you can't be this. It just means that you're this that can learn from your experience, learn how to move around with it, and kind of be able to handle a lot of better things, you know? When you get your hand burned, you learn a lesson, right? When you're tired, rest if you can. Meditate. Write it out, burn it later. Talk about it. 7 Cups of Tea, again, is a great app to go to for counseling. Even I offer counseling, and up till July 31st, y'all can have one of them for free. $6 if you want it weekly, and $20 a month if you like the first free trial and you want to have more for it. It's fine. But it's okay, no matter who you may be, a queen, a king, a royal in between. If you need to say something, say it. Holding it in is not healthy. Write it out. Draw about it. Make poetry from it. Make music. You have to be able to express yourself. And you also have to remember that you're a human being. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be good. Being good means that you treat people with respect. You don't tolerate disrespect. If somebody's stepping on your toes, pull them on the side and tell them that, hey, you're stepping on my toes and I don't like it. sometimes I step on people's toes and I don't really know that I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Because I overthink so much things. Like I'm always in my head, so I'm always overthinking. And sometimes I think the little thing that I'm doing is like, you know what? I'm just kind of blowing it out of proportion. If you know, you know. And it takes some people to be like, hey, I don't like it when you do this. Can you maybe like work on not doing that? It just helps me. And I'm like, okay, okay, sure. My bad. I'll try my best. Because I don't want to be a dick. I can be. If I really wanted to, I could be the jerk. I could be an asshole. I could be a real tyrant. But I don't like being that person. So yeah. Anyways, this is our video for Brent and Rhythm, Rhythm and Rhyme, where again, we do art. We express about how we feel about certain things. There's a lot more to come. Again, if you like what I do, please follow and subscribe on my YouTube channel, Miracle Healing, right? You see the buttons, push them, share, and there'll be a lot of stuff on the way. Also, my lives are access for you guys to read too, like y'all can watch them. All right, bye.